Welcome back to another episode of Life Advice that you do not hear in church. My name's Tiffany Dawn, and my husband James is helping me with this video in a wig. Oh my. So this video is called How Not to Be a Godly Wife. And really what I want to do is talk about 4 things that I used to think were really important for being a godly wife. And I want to kind of push back on that narrative and say, are these things healthy? Are they really the way we should be thinking about marriage? And is there maybe more than one way to think about these areas of our marriages? So thought number 1 to debunk.
Well, it's been almost 48 hours since we last did it, so I guess we should be getting it on tonight. I'm not really feeling it, but I really don't want him lusting after any of those women at work or looking at anything on his computer.
This is the major one that I believed before getting married. I really thought that it was my responsibility to keep my husband's attention, to help keep him quote unquote pure sexually by having enough sex with him. And I thought it was all on me basically. And I've since realized how unhealthy that perspective is, how that actually diminishes a woman's sex drive, and that takes away from the sense of intimacy, and that leads to this idea of duty sex or obligation sex. And if you want to learn more about this, Sheila Gregor talks all about this in her book, The Great Sex Rescue. It's truly phenomenal. So check that out if this is something you've believed. But I had to realize that your sex life is your sex life. It's nobody else's. There's no stopwatch or timer or schedule that this is how long we can go in between. It's more of a conversation, an ongoing conversation saying, are we both feeling loved? Do we both feel like we're connecting? Do we both feel like we're being intimate, not just sexually, but yes, sexually, but also in other ways? And what do we both need in this season? It will look different in different seasons of life. And so to take some of that pressure off of myself, because for the first couple years of our marriage, I was one of those clockwork people. Okay, it's been 2 days, we cannot go longer than that. And now I've realized there are gonna be some times when you have more sex than that, sometimes when you have less sex than that. It ebbs and flows in different seasons, and it's a conversation. You guys figure out what works for you guys, and that's what's important. Thought number 2 to debunk.
Oh, I really disagree with how we're handling little Johnny being disciplined. I don't think my husband is really making a good decision, but I just feel like I shouldn't say anything. He's the head of our home. I just need to submit to him and trust that God is going to take care of it. But I'm just concerned.
Okay, this one breaks my heart because I had a boyfriend who was very much like, I'm the leader in this relationship. If we get married, I'm the man, I'm the leader, you submit, I make the decisions. And I just remember kind of shutting down my heart and not sharing the things I was feeling or the convictions I had, or just being like, well, he's the leader, I can't disagree, I can't really share what I think if it goes against what he thinks. Instead, marriage is not intended to be that way. Marriage is intended to be this dialogue. It's this healthy dialogue of saying, okay, what do we both feel? We're both being honest. Yes, there are compromises you reach, but it's not the same person always doing the compromising. It's a dialogue. You don't want to end up one person feeling bitter like the other person always calls the shots. Instead, it's let's figure this out together. So for James and I, what we've come to is we don't have one person who's the decision maker. When we've reached an impasse, this one person makes the decision. We do not do that. We don't find that that's healthy or helpful in our relationship. We also don't think that's biblical. If you want to hear more about that, I've got some resources linked down below. But what we do is we say, we're going to talk about this. If we cannot agree on a solution, we're going to invite other people we trust into the conversation, our counselor, our parents, a mentor couple, and say, what do you guys think about this? And we continue to have the discussion till we reach a decision that we both feel comfortable with, we both feel peaceful with. Okay, thought number 3 to debunk.
Oh, my home is such a mess. I just wish I was more like those YouTubers, or Melissa from church, or Joni from the PTA. I mean, they're just so kind, and everything about their life is so put together. I just wish I could be a wife like them.
I totally fall into this comparison trap myself. And James always tells me comparison is like smoking, sweetie. It's bad for your health and it's addictive. Don't do it right now. And it's so easy to do it. I wish I looked the way that person did, or my house is as clean as that person's or as cutely decorated. But it's so important to remember, your marriage is yours. It's not those other people's. And there's not one right way to have a Christian marriage. It's just figuring out what works for you guys. And remember, no matter how wonderful their marriage might look from afar, on the outside, or on social media, no one's marriage is perfect. So make your marriage your own, not someone else's. Okay, thought number 4.
Oh, it's okay that he won't help around the house. I mean, work is stressful for him and he's tired. I mean, I am up most nights with our girls and the home is never clean and I just can't get everything done, but somehow I'll do it all.
Okay, first of all, if this is you, that is so kind of you to want to like think about, to have that empathy and say, how might my husband be feeling right now? That's beautiful. But I think we need to make sure the expectation is that the empathy goes both ways, that it's not just the woman saying, well, I have to like look out for my husband, but it's also the husband saying, I gotta look out for my wife. Like both of us are doing things that are hard, and whatever our role are, whether we're working, whether we're stay-at-home parenting, it's hard, and we need to look out for each other because this is teamwork. This isn't just one person who's taking care of the whole house or one person who's raising the kids. Like, we're a team. We're doing this together. So how do we do that? So comment below, have you ever believed any of these 4 things like me? If so, which ones? And share any thoughts you want to add to this conversation. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.